Hi, I am Elder Valerie, and I am here with your financial tip for today. People often ask me, is debt good or bad? Should we be in debt? And how much debt is enough debt? Well, as a financial person in my background, having a lot of experience with finances, there is no right or wrong answer as it relates to debt. The key is, are you managing your debt, or is your debt managing you? What do I mean by that? Can you easily pay the debt that you have? Well, if so, then you are managing your debt. But if you have to rob Peter to pay Paul, or if you don't have extra dollars here and there to do some of the things that come up on the spur of the moment, then perhaps you are in too much debt. So what I would say to you is, there is some good debt and some bad debt. Bad debt are all these credit cards that are charging you 16, 17, 18, 21% interest. That's just astronomical. The law has made it so that the credit card companies must show you on the statements now how long it will take you to pay off your balance if you only pay the minimum balances. Most of us don't pay attention to that because that's in what we call the small print. But you want to read it. A simple balance of less than $1,000 can take you 10, 12 years to pay it off if all you pay is the minimum balance, because guess what? The minimum balance barely even pays that interest that's being added to your statement. So instead of your balance going down every month, that's right, it's going up because you're not even covering the interest. So what I say to you is, pay off those credit cards, because you know what? Charging things on a credit card is what I always say, you are borrowing against your future. Yep, you are borrowing against your future. You are spending money that you haven't even worked for yet. Do I need to say that again? You are spending money that you have not earned, nor have you worked for, because you're saying, I don't have the money today to pay for it. That's bad debt. If you use a credit card, and I encourage you to use it sometimes, because there are some credit cards that give you cash rebates, there are some credit cards that give you points for travel. All of those are good things to use the credit card, but when that statement comes in at the end of the month, you should be paying it off in full. Pay it off. Don't have any interest charges that are assessed with it. That's the only time you should use a credit card, when there is a benefit to it. As well, sometimes you can use a credit card because, like most of us, there are some times when large expenditures, unexpected, come up. You get a flat tire, your engine blows, you need a new refrigerator, where there's a large purchase that you may not want to, even if you have it, spend $1,000 or so out of your savings account. Well, you can put that on your credit card and then pay that off as soon as possible. Just don't let that balance stay there. So my recommendation, good credit is a mortgage. Good credit is a car note, but not 7 years. Let's knock that car note out in 2 to 3 years if we can. And then ride the car for a couple of years and continue to pay the car note, but pay it to yourself. You'd be surprised if you pay off your car and continue to make that payment to yourself, you'd have a nice down payment when you're ready to go for your next car. And you know what that will do? You'll have your car to trade in, you'll have your car payments that you've been saving over time as a down payment, and you'll now be able to get a more expensive car and still be able to pay it off again in 2 to 3 years. That's what we call good manageable debt, where you are managing the debt and it's not managing you. This is Valerie Brown, and this is your financial tip for today.